Today, January the 30th, would have been Teddy Bear Wybren's 10th birthday. Not a day goes by that I don't think of him, miss him, and wish things had turned out differently for him. I'm often asked how I cope with the loss of any one of the horses, especially the truly tragic ones. My answer is always the same. I have to look forward. I rarely look back unless I can smile. If I can't, I don't stay there long. I just keep moving forward. The past can't be changed, but the future is ours to shape. That said, today is a day to look back, not with sadness that he's not here to celebrate, but with gratitude for the life that he did have. There will be tears, no doubt, as I share with you footage of Wybs at the Cartmel Medieval event, thanks to Channel 5 and Air TV, along with moments from his memorial service back in July, something that I've only really just found the courage to edit. But as we reach the final moments of this video, I want you to hold on to the very last images that you see and wear that famous Friesian smile just for him. But first, let me remind you a little of his story. His name, Wybren, was a traditional Dutch Friesian name, meaning warrior or noble bear, and it suited him so well. When he arrived at the sanctuary in 2022, alongside his best friend Iceman, or Wybren, his big, soulful eyes had such wisdom. And it really didn't take long before he had many different nicknames: Bear, Wybs, Teddy, and even Sid the Sloth. His original owner, who you'll see at his memorial, faced sudden life-changing circumstances and made the incredibly difficult decision to surrender them both to the sanctuary. She knew they needed to stay together and wanted them to have the love and understanding that they deserved for the rest of their days. From the moment he stepped off the lorry, Bear captured everybody's heart. He had such a gentle nature and an almost childlike innocence that made him impossible not to love. He always wanted to please and would actually become a little bit distressed if he thought that he'd done anything wrong. In the field, he stayed on the sidelines, avoiding the squabbles and the battles for dominance that you always get between the boys, and he really just wanted to quietly coexist with all the others. But like anyone, he wasn't without his challenges, and life was often overwhelming for him. Sudden noises or anything above his head height would worry him. But despite this sensitivity, he was so thoughtful and conscientious, which made him all the more endearing to anyone who spent time with him. In 2023, Wybs took part in one of the most magical events of his life, a medieval-themed day in our local village of Cartmel. Channel 5 had approached us to feature one of the horses in their programme that they were doing about the Lake District. Now, originally I'd planned to take either Anya or Renska because they were more familiar with this kind of environment. But I agreed to let the cameras follow Wybs instead. He had no experience of anything like this, but he stepped up and became the bravest little teddy bear ever, allowing me to ride him in costume, wielding a big sword through the crowds in Cartmel village. His absolutely magical presence alongside Iceman and Hannes, Angel Eyes, left a lasting impression on anyone who saw him. But then it all started to go wrong, and early last year, life took an absolutely heartbreaking turn for the worse, when he was diagnosed with a rare and very complex issue in his leg. So he couldn't continue working in the traditional way, so he became one of our free reiners, living on the yard and finding a whole new purpose as our yard and vehicle inspector. His gentle, innocent and sweet nature earned him an absolutely devoted following called Team Teddy, who supported him through his treatment with a huge outpouring of love, well wishes and financial contributions from all over the world. Tragically, as you all know, despite every effort to save him, his recovery didn't go as we had hoped, and at just 9 years old, I had to make that awful decision to let him go. He went to sleep on the 110th anniversary of Greenbank Farm being in our family, a a rather poignant and bittersweet moment. Although his time with us was far too short, his place in the history of Greenbank is now eternal, forever woven into the story of the sanctuary that he called home. Vebs's ashes now rest in our memorial orchard, beneath a beautiful Malus domestica discovery apple tree. It's a really fitting tribute to a horse whose life was as sweet and special as the fruit that it will bear. Next week, work will begin on erecting special fencing around each of the trees in our memorial orchard, with Bear's Tree having been sponsored by all the members of Team Teddy. He may no longer be with us in body, but his legacy lives on in the sanctuary and in the orchard that now stands as his resting place, and in the friendship barn behind me here, where he healed so many hearts, and of course, in the hearts of everybody who loved him. I often imagine him galloping freely with my original boy, Drommy, in endless green fields beyond the Rainbow Bridge. And that brings me peace, knowing he's free from pain and surrounded by love. Before we move on, I'm thrilled to announce a really special raffle for a stunning quilt created by our quilting queen, Diane, featuring Teddy Bear's beautiful face. While the quilt isn't quite finished yet, here's a little taster of what you can expect. This will be a longer running raffle than usual, staying open for entries until July the 9th, the anniversary of Wybren crossing over the Rainbow Bridge. As a very special thank you to Team Teddy, every single member will receive one free entry into the raffle. Of course, if you'd like to increase your chances of winning this very beautiful piece, you can purchase extra tickets through our website. So thank you for joining me to celebrate Vebs's life. To all of Team Teddy, your love and support meant the world to him and continue to mean the world to all of us here. So here's to Wybren, our sacred teddy bear, whose spirit will forever guide us at the sanctuary he called home.
From the Romans arriving around 69 AD and beyond, one animal has been synonymous with the Cumbrian landscape. The horse has been a hardy farmhand, the dependable goods carrier, a courageous lead during battles. On the edge of the national park near the village of Cartmel is Greenbank Farm. It's home to trainer Tracy Alexander, who is determined that horses will stay part of this county's culture.
Dating right back to when I was a child, I've always had an interest in horses and ponies. It's something that's run in my blood.
Is that nice?
I used to spend the majority of my childhood out in the field with my little pony Patch, learning how to ride him.
Tracy's lived all over the world training horses, but she was always determined to return home.
Cumbria has the most beautiful landscape. You walk down the street and everybody wants to say hello and they've generally got a smile on their face.
Tracy's been working with horses for more than 30 years, and now her farm is a haven for a very special Dutch breed, the Friesian.
They were used as war horses, so there are reports of them being seen up at Hadrian's Wall at the fall of the Roman Empire. I just wanted to fill the fields here with black horses. Once you get a Friesian, you never want them to leave home. It's a bit like having a big black Labrador.
This year, for the first time, the village of Cartmel will host a unique event, Medieval Cartmel. It's a celebration of age-old tradition and will mark one of the area's founding fathers, William Marshall. He was one of the most famous knights of all time, serving 5 kings and winning countless battles. Tracy has the enviable role of paying tribute to him, riding into town on one of her newest horses, Bear.
Bear in particular just needs that little bit more exposure to different things. He wants to please. Anxious is probably the wrong word. He's sensitive.
Tracy needs to be sure Bear's got what it takes to lead the parade. Walking in formation, she'll be supported by her 2 stable hands.
We're going to be doing a bit of work with these 3, getting them used to working right close up sides each other. In a formation, I'm going to be dressed as William Marshall, the main knight, and Holly and Jodie are going to be my squires as we go through the village.
But a full medieval uniform from the 12th century comes with some restrictions.
It's heavy, there's a sword, hence why I'm carrying a stick today, just to slightly replicate it. The helmets are very heavy, so that's going to be a new experience for Bear to feel.
Hundreds of people will be lining the streets of Cartmel, participating in the festivities. So Tracy's taking a moment of calm to ensure Bear is familiar with the road ahead.
You know, there was still a lot of tension there, but what we look for with the horses in all their work is for there to be the relaxation there and not the tension. The more he does it, the more he'll settle into what I'm asking of him. No, that's not helpful.
Bear has managed to lead the pack today, but will this flighty horse take the public parade in his stride? In the village of Cartmel, they're gearing up for a special event to celebrate a much more recent period of history, dating back to the 1100s, medieval times. And local horse trainer Tracy Alexander is paying homage to one of England's most famous knights, William Marshall, supported by her trusty steed, debutante, Bear.
Come on, Teddy Bear.
Tracy is hoping Bear's soft nature shines through today. The event will see them lead a procession through the ancient square.
He won't have seen the number of things that are going to be down there. You know, it's going to be a bit of a surprise to him. He's going to have that wide-eyed look where he's like, what is going on? Good boy.
Squeaky clean, Tracy and Bear are nearly ready to hit the high street. All Tracy needs to do now is don her uniform.
Frey, I might need you to help me. Oh, it's all getting caught in my hair.
To get into the spirit of the event, Tracy is dressed like any shining knight.
It's a little more restrictive than my ice riding hat I usually wear.
What a good boy. There you go.
You can see his ears are just sideways. That's a nice relaxed look. So yeah, he's all good.
The villagers have turned out in force to celebrate their past.
Out of our way, mere peasants. So we're going to just come and walk straight down, if that's OK. I'm too polite for a knight, aren't I?
With the crowds following Tracy's orders, Bear is ready to go into battle.
Go on, Bear, be brave. Be a brave war horse.
It's a steady start, but Bear is taking it all in his stride.
It's fantastic, and yeah, that was quite hard work. He had to be really brave.
Bear is in his element and lapping up all the extra attention.
You're such a good boy. You've been absolutely amazing. Do I need to knight you?
Well, you can if you wish.
Don't chop his head off.
I won't chop his head off.
With an extra knight to add to the realm, it seems today has been a real success.
I'm so proud of all 3 horses, and particularly of Bear. He got into the whole spirit of it and did a fantastic job. Even with me waving the sword in the air and calling all the lovely visitors to Cartmel peasants.
With Bear now worthy of the Round Table, he's helped keep this small village's history alive.
On behalf of Team Cedric, from every corner of the world who supported him, loved him, I cherish every moment I had with this beautiful boy. One more time, from everybody who supported Team Cedric.
Bye bye, Teddy. You're free.
We'll miss the yard inspector. Bye bye, Teddy. Thank you for being just as snuggy as you want.
Goodbye, Ted. Say hello to everyone up there from us. My gorgeous beans. You bloody great big bear asshole. I still miss you every day. Bye bye, little bear. See you, beautiful boy. Thank you for meditating with me. So special every time. Sweet little man. Everybody. I'll take care of you, brother. To enjoy your beautiful apple tree, which will be sweet and delicious, just like you. Here we go.
But my heart was broken when I brought him here. But my lovely friend Becky, who cared for them both with me in Devon, reassured me because she's an avid follower. I can't bring myself to do it because the guilt is still enormous. But
Never ever feel guilt.
I know. But she said to me, Lainey, if you've taken him anywhere on this earth where he's going to be looked after, you found it. If you had to find it, you found it. And what I want to do is just thank you all so much, because you've cared for him so much, and his brother. Yeah, my mind's just gone blank. I think that's all I want to say. I just want to say thank you so very much.
Thank you for entrusting me to it.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.